Hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel Love with English. Today's topic is about nouns and their types. Nouns and their types. Let me define first of all what is a noun. Noun is a naming word. Noun names everything. Names of all the things can be categorized under nouns. Above the sun and below sun, all the names are nouns. So let us see the definition. What is a noun? A noun is a word that names a person, animal, place, thing or concept. So names of persons, names of people. You take for example girl. For girl you can take Lakshmi or Rani or Rachel or Maria. For the names of boys, you can take Ram, Lakshman, Rahim, Robert. For the instructor, student, Mr. Smith, Peter, Narendra Modi, Donald Trump, all these are the names of people. Even your name, your family members' names come under this. Names of animals, your pet animal, dog or cat, giraffe, elephant, lion, tiger, squirrel, fish, flea, bear, all these are the names of the animals. And names of places, New Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Ahmedabad, Jammu and Kashmir. So names of all the places. Then names of things, stand, fan, boat, cot, floor, building. All these are names of things. Names of ideas. Names of ideas can be of liberty, panic, attention, or brilliant idea that you have, knowledge, compassion, worship, and all these are known as ideas or concepts even. Right, let us go to different types of nouns. So we got 10 types of nouns. First one is common noun, second one proper noun, third one concrete noun, fourth one abstract noun, fifth one collective noun, sixth one countable noun, seventh one uncountable noun, eighth one compound noun, ninth one gerunds, and 10th one possessive nouns. Let us see each and every noun in detail. First, what is a common noun? Common noun is a name that is given to general thing, nothing specific. So while I mention about common noun, let me compare between common noun and proper noun. So common nouns are those that have everything in common, not specific, not particular. For example, you take river. So river is a common noun. There are so many rivers. You want to specify a river, Ganges, it's a proper noun. Religion. You take religion, there are so many religions in the world. If you want to specify which religion you belong to, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism. So each thing is proper noun. Religion itself is common noun. Month, there are 12 months in a day. If you say December, that's a proper noun. If you say month, it's a common noun. Day, what's the day today? If it is Sunday, alright. So Sunday is a proper noun. Day is a common noun. City, which city are you living in? There are so many cities. New York, New Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore, those are proper nouns. Right, so these are common nouns. Proper noun, the next one, proper noun is a name that is given to a specific thing or a particular thing. A particular person, particular place, a particular thing or particular idea, or anything that is specific. For example, you see Batman, Mississippi River, 4th of July, Buddhism, December, Monday, London, Ludwig van Beethoven. Your name that is specific to you, all this. Even iPhone. So phone is a common noun, iPhone is a proper noun because there are so many brands in the mobile phones. iPhone is one of the brands. Right, that's a proper noun. You specify something. Third one is concrete nouns. So concrete noun names a person, animal, place or a thing that you can actually see, touch, taste, hear. That can be understood through our five senses. Something that you can touch, something that you can smell, something that you can hear, something that you can feel, etc. Right. Let us take some examples. Book. Yes, you can touch it, you can read in it. Right. Room, pen, composer, boy, car. You can see everything. You see everything. So these are known as concrete nouns. So quite opposite to that is abstract nouns. Abstract noun is an idea or feeling or emotion or quality that cannot be detected by our five senses. You can just feel them. So for example, if you take beauty, you cannot buy the beauty. Right? You take pleasure or happiness. Those cannot be touched. Those can be felt. Those cannot be smelt. Those cannot be heard. Okay? These are the concepts which are beyond the five senses. Prettiness, pleasure, annoyance, skill, nature, communication, love, velocity, education, etc. These are abstract nouns. Our next type is collective nouns. What are collective nouns? Collective means group. So group of specific things. A group of specific things are known as collective nouns. For example, if you want to mention about people, audience of people, crowd of people, jury of judges, family of people, nation of people, team of players related to people, animals, flock, colony, swarm, gaggle, herd, etc. For things you can tell bundle, bunch, set, stack, batch, bouquet, etc. So collective nouns are group of something. So you have got important information in the note. Collective nouns can be either singular or plural depending on context. Collective nouns have a singular form, but they refer to more than one person or item. Jury, group of things, group of judges. Team, group of players, team of players. Family, not one member, but group of members is known as family. So fifth one is collective nouns. So our sixth one is countable nouns. If something is countable, you can count them on your fingers or you can do calculations, mathematics. Right. Things that can be counted. What all things can you count? Number of books in your house? Of course. Number of fans? Yes. Number of dresses? Yes. Number of vehicles? Yes. Number of TVs? Yes. So all those can be counted are known as countable nouns. So examples we have seen: song, hour, bottle, book, journey, country, car, student, pen, dollar, etc. All these are countable nouns. Next one, seventh one is uncountable nouns. So countable we could count. Uncountable, it's a mass. So these are nouns that cannot be counted. So again, if we go to specific, it's a point to be debated. For example, you take sugar. Sugar can come under uncountable nouns, but packets you can count again. So sugar overall is known as uncountable noun. Right. So examples we have: music, time, space, travel, fun, happiness, art, sleep, currency. Money you can count, not currency. Food, love, etc. These are uncountable nouns. And eighth one is compound noun. Compound means two words together. More than two words even. Two words together. Here two nouns together is known as compound noun. Compound noun is made up of two or more words that are used together. These are three types. You can write them in single word. That is called unhyphenated. There will be no hyphen in it. Second one, two words, open words. Third one, hyphenated words. So single words: shoelace, together you're writing here. Keyboard, you're writing together two words. Flashlight, applesauce, notebook, bedroom, etc. So these are unhyphenated words. Coming to the next, two words are open words: police officer, seat belt, seat is noun, belt also is noun, high school, both are nouns, post office, and so on. Next you come hyphenated words. These words are joined or combined by a hyphen. Skyscraper, boyfriend, editor-in-chief, great-grandfather. So these are compound nouns. Let's go to our ninth, that is gerund. It's pronounced as gerund. So gerund is ing form. So let me bring in one correction that most of the learners of English do. So for them, ing forms, all the words with ing forms are verbs. That's wrong. So if ing form acts, it can act also as noun. Usually gerunds means if ing form acts as a noun, it is known as gerund. So we got a explanation here. Gerund is a verb form ending in ing, but that functions as a noun. Thus it can be in a position of subject, direct object, indirect object, or in another way, in any other way, or in any place. Examples: I enjoy running. What is running? It's not verb. Running is an activity. It's a noun name. Running is good for your health. There running is noun. Running. I am running. There running is verb because you're acting. You're doing it. You're exercising. So the last one, possessive noun. Possession. What is the meaning? Possession. That belongs to you. Right. Possessive noun comes from the same root as possession. That I own. Something that you own. Possessive nouns show ownership. So what to do? So you add yes with apostrophe there. Rule 1. Add apostrophe s to words to show possession. Kitten's joy. Joy's car. Apostrophe s. If you do not keep apostrophe, meaning overall changes. Women's dresses. In the second rule, when you want to make a plural, when the word is ending with yes, you need not keep apostrophe and keep again one more s. Just keep apostrophe, that's done. For example, we have there, let us take one example, okay? Jesus's cross. How do you write? J-E-S-U-S, apostrophe s you keep, no need to write again, one more s. So when the words ending with yes, just keep apostrophe. So these are possessive nouns. So we have seen 10 nouns. So 10 types of nouns. And thank you and have a wonderful time. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.